Utah Schools for the Deaf and the Blind. Deaf students in the playground. Joel Coleman, superintendent.
The mission of the Utah Schools for the Deaf and the Blind is to provide a responsive, caring, innovative environment for students who have visual impairments or that are deaf or hard of hearing, so that they can learn like any other student and they can experience a quality of life one day like anyone else who isn't blind or deaf. And so we're lucky in Utah that we're set up the way we are. Years ago, long before we even had statehood, there was a school for the deaf. And so when we got statehood, the legislature set aside lands and recognized how important that mission would be. And there are very, very few states that have anything even close to that kind of support.
Who do we serve? Michelle Tanner, Associate Superintendent, USD.
So Utah has a very powerful model here. We provide services to all students, regardless of where they live and regardless of their age. From 0 to 22, we offer services. So when we identify an infant who is deaf or hard of hearing, we work with them and we work with the health department to provide services to those children. We provide deaf mentors, parent advisors, and we provide whatever service they may need. We know everything about the students and what they need. We come up with an innovative approach for our students.
The Utah Schools for the Deaf and the Blind now reach their most distant students through video conferencing.
We know what the classes will be talking about, make sure that we are researching so we know how to describe the events that are happening.
The prep amounts to as much as 2 hours a day of homework for the interpreter.
Okay, 1B.
But it adds up to a world of difference for the student.
And it helps me to get the words and I don't miss them as much. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I'm very proud to be deaf. We need access. We want to make sure that we're involved, that we all understand each other so that, our children can be happy.
The Utah Schools for the Deaf and Blind say they help roughly 1,800 kids around the state, and most of them live outside the metro area, so they have to be creative. There's just one more option, thanks to technology.
How do students benefit? Adam Billings, Educational Programs Director, USD.
It's quite remarkable what it does for a lot of these students in the rural areas to be able to bring sign language to a classroom that doesn't have it, and to be able to provide them with language development services or auditory verbal therapy and speech language pathology from a distance is quite a unique opportunity, and it makes all the difference to the child and to the teachers in the classroom.
What ages do students learn ASL and spoken language? Amy Breinholt, Educational Programs Director,
I work with
USD.
students ages 3 through 22 years old. So that includes preschool to post-high school. Our students are deaf, hard of hearing. All students use 2 languages, American Sign Language and English. Our students will use sign language and read and write. And depending on the student's access and their ability and their interest, they will also learn listening and spoken language.
What is our personalized approach? Stephanie Morgan, Educational Programs Director, USD.
So we have a lot of services. What we do first is the parent advisors. They go into the home, they help the families establish goals for their child. Also for the family, they have goals. Also, we have deaf mentors who are very knowledgeable in the community, who are well-versed in deafhood. They know the families, they know more about the community, and they advocate both for ASL and LSL. They have specialists in ASL and LSL, and they work with them one-on-one.
Jennifer Salazar, Educational Programs Director,
They're
USD.
very personalized. So every child has their own individual goals and they have their own individual needs. And so every parent is communicated with weekly at least. And that's where the parent coaching sessions come in. They come in and actually work with the teacher and their child to know where to go next.
What is unique about our offerings? Michelle Tanner, Associate Superintendent, USD.
Often in deaf education, parents are put in the middle of a battle. between doctors and professionals telling them you have to pick whether you choose to use American Sign Language or listening and spoken language. Here at the Utah Schools for the Deaf, we don't want you to pick. We want to give you everything. If you want your child to succeed, expose them to everything. Give them sign language, give them spoken language, give them access to the world around them. Don't limit them. Don't say, oh, you can't have this tool. Give them all the tools. American Sign Language, spoken language, listening, whatever it is, give that to them. We don't believe in limiting them here. We want them exposed to everything. That's the important difference that we offer here at this school.
Utah Schools for the Deaf.